toward the devastation we had caused in the courtyard of the farm. "Talk me through this mess, Desmond." I knew the drill. "That's no mess," I said, stepping toward the carnage. "We got who we wanted. So did you." Declan O'Donnell was the first corpse we came to. He wore a red silk kimono which had ridden up as he'd fallen face down, revealing his bare backside. The massive exit wound in the centre of his back had torn his flesh open like a ghoulish flower. He had died before his face had met the snow-covered cobbles of the yard. "Declan," I said. Cartwright nodded. "And our man Clark?" I jutted my chin in the direction of the balcony of the main house. Joseph Clark, the young man recruited by the firm to spy on the O'Donnell family, the man who had become Declan's lover and turned against the British Secret Service, lay on his back, his knees drawn bizarrely to his chest. His flesh still smouldered from the phosphorus grenade I'd thrown at him. There was the unmistakable smell of burnt human in the air. Rick had put him out of his agony by emptying half a clip into his face. In hindsight, an action that had probably sealed his own and Lauren's fate. "DNA will confirm the boy's ID," I muttered. Dead bodies clad in black bomber jackets lay all about the yard, their blood blushing the snow around them, framing each corpse in pinks and crimsons. Someone's son, someone's lover, someone's friend. The scene reminded me of so many I'd witnessed in my lifetime. Walking through the aftermath of battles or massacres had been part of my world for too long. "Security," I said. "Hired hands. There are 4 more in a small copse about a mile or so north of here." The old spy raised an eyebrow. "The 3 Irish?" I stepped over to the VW van that JJ had finished emptying of guns and pulled open the rear door. The bodies of Ewan Findlay and Christy MacDonald were piled unceremoniously on top of each other in the back, framed like 2 bizarre lovers caught in a grotesque embrace. "We think Lauren slaughtered these 2 before we arrived." I pointed to the barn. "Doogie's in here." Cartwright couldn't find the strength to push the heavy wooden door, so I gave it a swift kick. It swung open on creaking hinges. More carnage awaited. Front and centre was Doogie McGuinness. He was on his back, his left leg doubled under him, eyes staring, tongue lolling lifelessly from his open mouth. Seamus O'Donnell was by the window, the first of JJ's victims with the M24. The back of his head was missing, and a mixture of shattered bone and human brain tissue was splattered on the flagstones behind him. The old spy studied him briefly before turning his attention to the young black guy that lay between the 2 identifiable corpses. "And the coloured chap with his trousers down?" "Not sure, but his body temp is lower than Seamus's, so I reckon he died first. Small caliber bullet to the head, probably Doogie's .38. There's a first aid kit in the bag over there. Lauren had a clean dressing on her knee when we got to her, so I'm guessing he was the O'Donnell's pet doctor." "So why shoot him?" I walked to the small table and picked up a half-empty bag of cocaine. "The sick fuckers were having a party. Right, all knees up, eh? Guinness, grouse, Charlie. Lauren was naked. Maybe a sex game gone wrong." Cartwright shook his head. "Jesus H. Christ." The door creaked again and JJ stepped into the barn. He was covered in snow. "I have my M24 now," he said. "We are ready to go yet?" I turned to Cartwright. "Is that everything you need?" He nodded. "For now. There will be a full debrief, of course, once Fuller is up and about. All your weapons will be returned to a DLB, dead letter box, in Manchester. I'll inform you of the location personally." I shook my head in disbelief. I didn't like the way he thought that Rick would be the only one at the debrief. "Lauren's a fighter, you know, Cartwright. She's made of sterner stuff than you think. We'll all be at the debrief. You'll see." Cartwright gave me that cold look again. "Quite," he managed before examining his phone.